Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and man, today adding another awesome ring announcer to my wall of fame because I've had so many from Rain from California that won the SmackDown, that SummerSlam tournament way back when. We've had, oh my God, we've had so many awesome guests in the past, but today this young lady finally has come through and finally joined me in the Dudes at Ringside Studios. Introduce yourself.
My name is Annalynn. Yes, finally I'm here after so many times of trying to schedule myself on this show, and I am happy to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
No problem. My pleasure. And so, if my internationally known audience is not familiar, by the way, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. If my fans are not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Okay, so I've been working in the professional wrestling world for over 15 years now. Grew up in a locker room, so additional 10 years of being in locker rooms. I call myself the professional multitasker because I have wrestled, I have reffed, I have ring announced, I have valet managed. I have produced, I've done live operations managing, I have been head of talent relations. Outside of that, I am a single mother of 3 wonderful boys. I'm a full-time student, double majoring, and have my cosmetology license as well, and I practice skincare and hair care. So I do all the things.
Wow. So, what, like, who trained you when you got into the first part of your career?
So when I actually decided I wanted to train, I was trained out of Impact Zone Wrestling under Jermaine Johnson.
Mm. So, what were like your thoughts the first time you stepped into the doors for the training in the Impact Zone?
When I first trained, or when I first got my little taste of wrestling?
Oh,
'Cause
your little taste of wrestling.
yes. So like I said, I grew up in wrestling. So my dad was a wrestler first. And for my 16th birthday, I was surprised by being told that I was going to get to valet for the first time that evening on the show. Was not prepared, was just like, hey, you're gonna do this, surprise, happy 16th birthday. But I was ecstatic because it was something I expressed I wanted to do for a while before that. And that was when the bug bit me, is what I like to say. That was the adrenaline of getting to do that for the first time. That was my first taste of wrestling, getting to do it on my own and not just watch my dad or friends and stuff do it. And that was all she wrote after that.
Mm. That's crazy because like most people they get their wrestling experience and then they go whoop, they go away. So let's flash a little forward. What was your energy like in your very first match?
Oh, scared. Scared, nervous. Am I gonna mess this up? A big thing that I'm still nervous about. I have what's called auditory processing disorder. So if there's any other sounds going on, it's really hard for me to focus and understand what somebody's telling. Even if they're speaking at a volume I can hear them at, it's hard for me to understand what they're saying. And obviously, when you go into a match, you have to communicate with people. And I was always terrified. I'm like, what if I get in the match and I can't understand what they're saying with all the noise of fans and whatever else is going on? That was a big fear of mine. So that's probably what was going through my head the entire time. Scared.
Wow. So like how many opponents did you have before you decided to change over to a different part of the business?
Well, so my journey actually started. So I did that match whenever on my 16th birthday, and then I kind of I had to finish high school and stuff. And see, when I was in high school, I actually was a dancer. I did all kinds of. I did like 12 years of dance, and I did tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop. I did all of that, and then. And then I also, when I graduated high school, I went to Oklahoma State University where I played on OSU's intramural football team. So I didn't really nosedive into wrestling as soon as I had that far. Like I still went to shows and stuff like that. It wasn't until I was barely 19 years old and I started working behind the scenes at another wrestling company, and I did hair and makeup for people on the show. And then I started training. Then that's when I started training to wrestle. And in the middle of that, that's whenever there was one night they didn't have a ring announcer, and they were like, "You're going to be ring announcing tonight," and just pushed me through the curtains. And that's how I started ring announcing, which came in handy because I was super close to debuting on the show. And that's when I found out I was pregnant with my oldest son. And so,
Oh,
because I had the experience with ring announcing, I was able to focus on that. I still did training in the form of like tape study and anything I can do, obviously, that didn't cause any, no, nothing physical, obviously. But I ended up ring announcing until 2016, I
oh
believe.
wow.
And but I fully that's when I really immersed myself, because I was like, I went to the owner, and at this company at the time, they really set the pace for wrestling in the Oklahoma scene and surrounding areas as well. They were really far ahead of other people as far as production goes. Like, if you wanted to learn how to work TV and learn TV, that's where you went to go. If you wanted character development and how to just better yourself overall, that's where you went. And luckily, I was already implanted there. So like, I went to the owner and I was like, I want to know everything. Like, I want to know everything from the front of the house to the back of the house. I want to learn how to do it all. Tell me the business side of things, how to run a business, doing this. Show me production, show me how to film, show me how to run the sound, show me how to do the lights, show me. I mean, I literally was like, show me everything. And I never let up. Like, I'm like, nope, you're going to show me this, show me this, show me this. um, and then at that point, it developed where, that trust was built. And so, like, everything front of the house, like security and just like everything, when we had like pay-per-views and stuff like that, like, I was in charge of making sure everything was going the way it was supposed to go. All that. Got a lot of experience there until I went and worked for a different company where it was a traveling company. And that's wherever I got my experience in I was a COO of the company and live operations manager and talent relations. Got to do all. I had my hands in everything,
Mm.
and there wasn't a person that came through that company that I didn't deal with personally. And this was local indie wrestlers all the way to some of the absolutely top people, biggest names in the industry,
Wow.
which still blows my mind that was something I did. And that's whenever I got to do a lot more character work and got to do more in-ring work and things like that. Sorry, I'm just going.
No, no, I'm happy. I like when guests, like I've had people this year. Like, a lot of people have stories. Some
Hmm.
people are like, I ask them and they're like back and forth. But like, it's good to have someone. And where this is Thanksgiving, we have to
Hmm.
have some happiness and I'm thankful. And this is why this month is thankful for Wrestling Month.
And
So
I
for
am
you,
I am absolutely thankful for wrestling and what wrestling has given me, and like my journey through wrestling. It's just, I was just talking to somebody else about it, and I was just like, if I had to sum up my career, if my career ended tomorrow, what was the one word I would describe about my feeling about my 15 years of experience? And I was like, thankful. I'd be grateful and thankful for everything that I've been able to do, accomplish, and give to others for wrestling or through wrestling. So yeah, I'm thankful for the journey I've had and the opportunities that have been laid in front of me. And yeah, I'm super thankful in this Thanksgiving season.
awesome. So, like, what do you look forward to the most on the big feast day with the family? Like, is it the turkey? Is it the stuffing? Is it the gravy? Is it the cranberries? Is it the pies? Is it
Mm,
seeing family? What is it the most? What is your most favorite part of Thanksgiving?
It's family for me. I get to, like I said, I'm a professional multitasker. I'm always on the go. I'm always busy. And I feel like over the holidays, it just stops and I'm able to relax and, just spend the day with my family and my boys and, just get to slow down, lay around, eat good food and relax and enjoy each other's time and presence in that moment. So that's what I look forward to. That's like, people ask me too, like, what is your favorite holiday? I'm like, anytime I get to spend time with my family. Any holiday I get to do that. And like Halloween is a big deal in my house, Christmas and Thanksgiving, all the holidays. Anytime I get to spend time with my family because I get to just relax and spend time with them.
That's the most important part.
Mhm.
Like my sister, she's a nursing sassy chica once again episode. Hey lady, my twin. Um, like we don't get a chance to have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day because she's a
Mhm.
nurse. So it's always like the makeup
It's
days. And
hard.
now I work in a residence center in my town in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. Shout out to my family at Belle Reeve. Hey fam, hopefully you're watching this episode on the TV in the break room. Probably not. But like now my mom's like, if they ask you to pull that if you want to do Thanksgiving, don't deny it. It's a good
Mhm.
chance you could be around people that probably won't see their families.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to be there like, hey, what's up, fam? I'm here for you and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So like, is there any other place in the country, the world that you would like to like expand to that you haven't been to yet?
Everywhere. I always say like the dream would be to load my little boys up in an RV and travel the world doing what I love. I would absolutely love to do that. I want to go all over the United States. I want to go all over the globe. I want to go everywhere. I love to travel and I wish I had the chance to do it more. I've done more traveling recently than I have in a long, like the entirety of my life. But I just recently got my passport last year, late last year. So I'm hoping to utilize that coming up soon. And the more I travel and the more I can travel, doing something that I love, even better. Like I want to go
Awesome.
everywhere and do all the things.
So what is your favorite food to have, like just in general, like the before a show or like just your favorite food?
Favorite before a show, man. In general, my favorite food is pasta. I love Italian.
Just had that
I,
for dinner. Yay.
I grew up in a town called Little Italy, and so and my best friend's family ran the real famous Italian restaurant, and so like I grew up eating Italian a lot.
Oh yeah.
Love it. I love Italian food. On show days, I try not to go too crazy on food and everything. 'Cause, like I never know. Nerves usually don't get me, but occasionally they do. Now, energy drinks are life.
Yeah.
I
Another
always have these on hand.
So with you being a ring announcer, do you like do you drink tea? Do you drink the halls to get your throat
Um,
from being like scratchy throughout the
so
middle of the
I
show?
early in my career I did, but that was because I was not announcing correctly. Something that when I train new people to ring announce, it's like I try to emphasize this at them, like nobody told me this, but I'm telling you this. um, when you announce, a lot of people just kind of yell from here. They yell and it's all in their throat, and you will lose your voice so fast. And that's when I would drink the teas and I would do all the little tricks and, all that. What I learned is you've got to do, singer's talk, you got to sing from your gut. You got to get that sound from your gut and then your lower diaphragm. And if you're doing that, and if you're doing it correctly, you don't lose your voice. Your voice doesn't, nothing gets scratchy. You don't need the tea. I've never needed any of that once I figured out how to do it correctly.
So if my fans would like to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
See, all about Annalynn on Instagram. I've got to look, honestly.
Let's check it out.
um, on X or Twitter, it's all Annalynn. And then my Facebook is just Annalynn. I think the link is. I've also got a link tree. I've got a link tree that has everything. It's
I
the
need
link
that.
tree. I'm Annalynn. I'm Annalynn.
I'm working on that. But the only thing's funny, I have a QR code for the channel for the
Mhm.
YouTube, the Joe Panther Variety Show. I got
Yeah.
scared because you know QR codes are scary. You type in how to make a QR code, you get all these funky, weird websites. You're like,
Yeah.
I found one that looked like it was cool. I made my QR code, and I'm walking around the wrestling show like some kind of like weirdo. Like, hey, you want to subscribe to my channel? Scan
Yeah.
this.
See, one thing I did, I started practicing is I would make business cards, but my business cards would have just my social media information and a QR code. And I could just, like, when I take pictures with fans that show, I'm like, here, tag me in this. And I hand them that card, and everything's just right there so they can follow me on social media and tag me in that and, do that social media branding. That was
Yeah.
something I found so much easier, just getting those made and handed, hey.
Well, I have the business cards, but they're like
Mhm.
it's kind of like the '90s. It says like it has the dudes at Ringside logo in the front, and on the back it has like YouTube, Facebook, blah 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 blah. But
Yeah.
I had to cross out Spotify and just put Joe Pan the Variety Show because
Yeah.
that's the name of the channel right
Yeah,
there.
so that's what, like, I had to end up what I found worked best is not getting business cards made that don't look like business cards. That just looks like a little graphic design that has that information on there. And it does, like, anytime people buy something or I take a picture with them or I'm just at shows mingling, talking to people, or, obviously I use it as a business card. Like if I'm, chatting with somebody over meet, whatever, I hand that to them. And it's worked wonders for me.
So, in closing, if any male or female wants to get in the wrestling business, either to be a ring announcer, a commentator, a manager, anything,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of suggestions should they have? Like if they had to ask you, like, I want to go become in the business, what do I do?
Find a reputable place to train, because no matter what you're doing on a wrestling show, you need to train. No matter what you're doing, whether you're commentating, announcing, managing, no matter what, you need to train. You have to have some kind of training, and especially don't stop. Like if that's something that you love to do, don't stop. People are, there's a lot of negative in the wrestling world. A lot of people that will try to convince you that you are not good, that you are not worth doing what you're doing, that, you can't do it and stuff like that. Prove them wrong every time. Just keep, as long as you keep working, keep training, never think that you're done learning, because you're not, and just keep going.
Awesome. Annalynn, I want to thank you so much for finally coming on the podcast. I know my fans really appreciate it. They're all probably had their turkey. Oh, please don't be coffee turkey. Don't be turkey drunk. Um, Thank you so much, and to everybody that's watching, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Have
Thanksgiving.
happy and safe Thanksgiving. Don't get too drunk now, people, because Thanksgiving's a day that everybody gets a little depressed. It's the start of the depression season. So
That's
stay
true.
safe, have fun, enjoy your family. I'm Joe Panther the Third. Your
I'm
turn.
Annalynn.
And we will catch you in the next one. Happy Thanksgiving.